is a scam. So I built a QAV250 the other day and put it out flying, um, which was a bad choice. One, it's not tuned, and second, I decided to put my GoPro on it and risk it, and this happened. So while I was walking over to access the damage and taking a look at it,
Oh,
luckily
GoPro
the
udah
lens
LCD
wasn't
kena.
affected,
LCD
but
kena.
the LCD was hit. So this is how I'm going to start actually fixing it. I got the replacement LCD. As you can see, it got busted quite bad, and this is the replacement LCD that I've got. Ask me if you need to know where I got it. And the only two tools that you actually need is a Phillips screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. So let's get down to business. And first thing that you do obviously is to take out all the accessories attached to your GoPro. The lens wasn't there when I got a crash. Again, the silicone case wasn't there when I had the crash. I actually received it after having that episode. So taking a look at damage, and of course take out the SD card, and most importantly, please take out the battery. So when you're actually opening it up, you do not risk shocking out the circuit. Okay, with that, first thing you do, you take a flathead screwdriver and you find the seams between the front plates, and then you start prying it open. It's quite easy to pry, and don't worry about it, it's actually quite sturdy. So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit, so it takes a little bit of time. And once you open it, you find that there it is. And of course, do take note that there's some adhesive there, so when you're actually prying, be careful not to break the panel. The button is just there, and it's just covered, just take it out. And you can see that the LCD panel is the same as the replacement. So the next step is basically to open, and there are actually 4 screws that you need to open. So one on each corner of it, and it is Phillips screws. So here I'm going to speed it up a little bit again. I'm going to open all the 4 screws. Okay. So here at the 4th screw, notice the one on the lower left is actually a little bit shorter than the other 3. So take note of this. Put these screws aside, and so that we remember to put in the correct screws later on when we actually put it back. There you go. Here's the location of the short screw. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is, after removing the screws, is actually pry and open the entire panel, including the lens. Is actually the entire assembly of the GoPro 4. So you start prying the edges with the flathead screwdriver. And be careful so that you do not actually damage the circuitry. And after removing, this is how it looks like. So here how it compares between the new LCD and the old. So you have the ribbon cable, the button, more ribbon cable, and one ribbon cable that actually bends to the back is covered by a black color tape. So what you first want to do is actually to remove the tape. Do not throw it away. Place it somewhere, because we will be using it back again when we actually replace the LCD. So take a look at this. This is just a ribbon connector, and it is a flip connector. So you push it up, you see it's loose. So this position means that you are actually releasing the clamp, and it will be quite easy to just pry it open. There we go, and there goes the LCD. So the next step is actually to take the new LCD assembly, put it in, and then you see it fits perfectly, and push it back. Push the clip back so that it locks up. Okay. And before we do anything else, I'm just going to pop the battery in and I'm going to test and see if this actually works. So I'm going to hold the button and voila, it actually works. Okay, so before you actually do anything further with it, I was just trying to see if the button will change the modes and stuff. And it actually does. See, so it was a little bit loose. Put it back in, try, hold it, pulse down, hold it again, and it pulse up. And you see that I can change the mode properly. So with that, it works. Power it down again, and make sure you remove the battery before we go to the next step. Okay, so you're going to move the flat back again and remove the LCD. Next step. Now we're going to actually remove the existing LCD, and you can see from behind here that it is actually glued to the casing, and the new one actually has a protective film behind. We're going to leave it there for now. Okay, since the LCD is already damaged, I'm not really too concerned about damaging it further, so I was quite liberal at applying force to pry it open. You see that I'm trying for a while and I can't actually get it out because it was really glued quite tightly with a double-sided tape at the back. So I reached back and used the flathead screwdriver and finally got it. As you can see, my motion actually damaged it a little bit further. But after taking it out, and everything else just comes out. Yep, the ribbon just comes from under the casing. There's a loop that holds it in place. So putting in the new LCD, what you do is the same. Yep, you loop the cable through the metal casing, and then you open it up, turn it around. There will be some leftover double-sided tape, so do not press it too hard. Just enough to keep it in place while you attach the ribbon cable. We will be coming back to reposition it later. So all you need to do is just bend the ribbon cable backwards, put it into the socket, and then make sure that it's in tight. You push down the clamp, and it should be in tight right now. Just make sure that it's fitting perfectly. Okay, push it in, turn it around, and take the LCD out. What you want to do is actually remove that backing so that the white glossy area will be in contact with the existing double-sided tape that was on. So I did not apply any new double-sided tape there. Make sure the position is correct, the button is correct, and everything is flush. So remember the black tape that we removed and saved just now. So we're going to stick it back so that it will act as a additional barrier and also to prevent it from getting pulled out when you're actually treating the GoPro roughly. So after doing that, we start to put everything back in the frame, and it's time to test it again. Making sure everything stays tight. Then it's where you load the battery back up again and you try to power it up. And you find that, yep, it works. It powers up perfectly, the buttons work, and then the side setting buttons work, the mode button works, and also at the same time the shutter button works. So everything works perfectly at this point. Okay, so the next thing that I actually tested was also the Wi-Fi mode, and also every single button presses that works. So after turning it off, one thing that I need to remind you of is the other ribbon cables, right? So one is at back. So this one is actually controlling the shutter and the setting buttons. Do not jar this out of its path, or else you will have to take the LCD apart again and actually put the ribbon cable back. So that's nearly there. We are nearly there. So I'm putting this the assembly back into the shell, taking out the battery, and now I'm going to basically just put back the screws, supply back, making sure the short one goes to the lower left of the casing. Okay, so that's a where you put back the button and the faceplate. So the LCD actually has a front protective film that I decided not to pull up at this point until at least some dust and grime builds up on it, as an added protection, just in case I do something stupid with it later on again. So here it goes. The entire process takes about 30 minutes to actually replace the LCD from start to finish. And here we go, we have the full function of GoPro. Thanks for watching. If you like this guide, do subscribe and like the video, and there'll be more to come. Thanks again. Bye.